Differences between legal and ethical obligations of the responsible citizen speaker and a demagogue. Good day, everyone. Today I'll be discussing the differences between legal and ethical obligations of a responsible citizen speaker and a demagogue based on the contents we explore this week. Both types of speakers use public speech to influence others, but their approaches and intentions are vastly different. Let's break this down into three key areas: legal obligations, ethical responsibilities, and the impact on democratic society. Legal obligations. Both responsible citizen speaker and demagogues must adhere to legal standards when speaking publicly. Laws protect freedom of speech under the First Amendment, but there are limits. For example, speech that incite violence, spread false information, libel or slander, or violates privacy rights can lead to legal consequences. A responsible speaker respects these legal boundaries. They ensure their speech is truthful, avoid harm, and promote constructive dialogue. For instance, Secretary Hillary Clinton's speech at the National Prayer Breakfast, referenced in Chapter 1, demonstrates how a responsible speaker uses languages to inspire and unite without crossing legal lines. A demagogue, on the other hand, often pushes limits. They may use inflammatory language, spread misinformation, or manipulate emotions to incite fear or hatred. While they may not always break the law, their speech often skirts the edges of legality, prioritizing personal or political gain over societal well-being. Ethical responsibility. Ethical responsibility go beyond the law and focus on moral duty of a speaker to act in the best interest of their audience and society. Ethical speakers prioritize honesty, respect, and the common good. They engage in deliberation, a process of thoughtful discussion aimed at finding solutions to societal issues. As Chapter 1 highlights, ethical speakers think critically, speak responsibly, and aim to foster understanding rather than division. They also practice active listening, as discussed in Chapter 2, ensuring they understand their audience needs and concern before responding. A demagogue often disregards ethical responsibilities. They use demagoguery, a tactic that exploits emotions like fear or anger to manipulate audiences. Instead of fostering dialogue, they create division, often by scapegoating certain groups or spreading falsehood. For example, a demagogue might use fear-mongering to gain support, even if it harms social cohesion or spread misinformation. The impact on a democratic society. The way a speaker uses their platform has profound implications for democracy. Responsible citizen speaker strengthen democracy by promoting civic engagement and ethical communication. They encourage citizens to think critically, participate in public discourse, and work towards collective solutions. For example, initiatives like the National Issues Forum, mentioned in Chapter 2, emphasizes the importance of listening and deliberation in democratic process. Demagogues undermine democracy by eroding trust and fostering polarization. Their tactics often lead to a passive syndrome where citizens disengage from public discourse, or automatic rejection, where people dismiss opposing views without consideration. This creates a toxic environment where constructive dialogue becomes impossible. Key differences in practice. Let's look at a practical example. A responsible citizen speaker addresses climate change, might specify evidence, acknowledge different viewpoints, and propose actionable solutions. They aim to educate and inspire collective action. A Democrat addressing the same issue might dismiss scientific consensus, blame specific group, example, foreign governments or elites, and use fear to rally support without offering real solutions. In conclusion, the key differences between a responsible citizen speaker and a demagogue lie in their adherence to legal and ethical standards, as well as their impact on society. Responsible speakers uphold the law, act ethically, and strengthen democracy through constructive dialogue. Demagogues, while sometimes operating within legal boundaries, often disregard ethics, exploit emotions, and harm democratic processes. As aspiring public speakers, we must strive to be responsible citizen speakers. This means practicing critical listening, speaking with integrity, and prioritizing the common good. By doing so, we can contribute to a more informed, engaged, and ethical society. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to your thoughts and questions.